Good afternoon, colleagues. It's time for natural science now. My name is Margaret Musiari, the presenter for natural science. I'm a subject advisor at Fezile Dabi, and I'll be presenting the human reproductive system. But in the human reproductive system, today we're going to talk about the male reproductive system. And then we are going to explain everything that involves the male reproductive system. The male reproductive system includes the testes, the scrotum, the spermatic ducts, male accessory glands, and the penis. So those are the parts that are composing of the male or form the male reproductive system. All these organs work together to produce sperms. The male gametes, the male sex hormones, and other components of semen. So that is the function of the male reproductive system. And then the penis and urethra are a part of both the reproductive system and urinary system. Remember the last time we talked about the female reproductive system. But now, because we are talking about reproduction, remember that in order for animals to reproduce, it means two organisms are needed, which is both the male and the female, in order to produce the new ones. And today we are talking about the male reproductive system. And then the penis and urethra are part of both the reproductive and urinary system. The scrotum, seminal vesicles, the vas deferens, the testes, or the testicles, and prostrate constitute all the remaining male. It means the reproductive system. Remember, when we talk about a system, we are talking about the organs or the parts that are working together in order for something to happen. That is why here we are talking about the male reproductive system and the parts that form the male reproductive system. And let's look at the function of the different parts. The main part of the male reproductive system, we said it includes the testes. What is the function of the testes? The testes, they produce sperm and testosterone. So testosterone, it is one of the colleagues, sorry about that. It is because of the connection. And I was talking about the function of the different parts. And the different parts, the first one that we talked about, it is the testes. So I've talked about the testes. And then I said that the function of the testes is to produce the sperms and testosterone, which is a hormone that is produced by males. And then we have there the epididymis, or the epididymis, the function of that is storing of matured sperms. So it means after the sperms has been matured, and then they are stored in the epididymis. And then we have the vas deferens. The vas deferens, the function of the vas deferens is to transport the sperms. Because remember, we said that the sperms, they are produced inside the testes. So from the testes to the penis, it means those sperms need to be transported after they are matured. and then they are transported by what we call the vas deferens. The vas deferens carries sperms from the testes to the penis. And then we have the seminal vesicles contributing fluid to the semen. And then we're still continuing with the function of the different parts of the male reproductive system. And then we have the prostate gland, is an adding fluid to the semen. And then we have the urethra, which is a passageway for both urine and semen. It means urine passes through the urethra. So from the bladder to outside maybe the vagina or the penis, and then it means the urine or semen has to pass through the urethra. And then each play a crucial role in sperm production. So it means each and every part that we have talked about, then it plays a very important role in sperm production, storage, and delivering during ejaculation. So remember, after this sperm has matured, and then now it means they have to be transported from the testes to the penis. So, but they are not being transported if they are not matured. And then we have the scrotum externally houses or store the testes to maintain optimal temperature for sperm development. So it means when they talk about the temperature for the sperm development, it means there must be a certain temperature that the sperm are at so that they can be able to mature or develop correctly. And then again, I'm repeating this because I have something, or this is a much better explanation for all the functions. And then the testes produce sperm cells. And then when you talk about the sperm cells, we talk about the gametes. So when somebody tells you about the gametes, and then you must know that that person is talking about the sperm cells. And then the testes, they produce the sperm cells or the gametes and secrete the male sex hormone testosterone. So all the males, they produce this hormone that is called testosterone. So that testosterone, it is produced by the male sex hormones, so by the males. So it means the male sex hormone, it is called testosterone. Please, folks, try to remember this testosterone. It is produced only by the males. And then the females, they don't produce testosterone. We talked about that later, but now I don't want to confuse you. And then we have the vas deferens. And then they say this vas deferens, it is a muscular tube that transports sperms from the epididymis. So in the epididymis, that is where the sperms are stored. And then from there, they are matured. And then when they are matured, that is when they will be transported. And then this vas deferens, it is a tube that transports the sperms to the ejaculating duct. And then when we talk about the ejaculating duct, that is when during the process of reproduction, when the sperm meets the egg, then it means there must be ejaculation. And then we have the prostate gland. It secretes a fluid that helps to neutralize the acidity of the vagina, contributing to semen. So it means the prostate gland, it helps with the semen. So you will learn about this neutralization of acid of the vagina later on when you are in grade 12. That is where they talk about this in detail. So don't stress yourself about the acidity of the vagina or anything. Just know that the prostate gland secretes a fluid that helps to neutralize the acidity of the vagina. That's all. And then we have the urethra, which is a passageway for both urine from the bladder and semen during ejaculation. And then we have the scrotum. They say it is an external sac. Sorry. Meaning, if they say something, it is external, then it means that thing, it is outside. So it is found outside of the body. So it means it is an external sac that holds the testes and regulates their temperature for optimal sperm production. It means when you talk about the scrotum, we talk about something like a bag or a sac that can hold the testes. And it also regulates the temperature. Remember that the temperature of the body is 37 degrees Celsius. So it means the temperature of the testes must not be higher than 37 degrees Celsius. So it must be the same like the body temperature. Or else it means the maturity of the sperm or the strength of the sperm, then it means it becomes lesser because of the high temperature. And then the next thing that we have here, colleagues, it is the main, and my beautiful learners, it is the male reproductive system. This is just a simple picture of the male reproductive system. Then I will start with number one. Number one is this whole part here that has the head. That is the penis. So it is long. It is from here and then up to there. So that is the penis. But if you can see, it starts from the outside. So during ejaculation, it means this penis now, it becomes stronger because remember a penis, it is a muscle. It becomes stronger and harder during ejaculation. And then it has a little head there, and then you learn about that later. And then number two, we have the urethra. If you look closely here, just following this cursor of mine, there's a pipe here. This is the urethra. So the urethra, it is the pipe that has semen. And then one other thing is that it is the pipe that transports urine from the bladder to the penis. And then number three, we have the scrotum. Where am I tracing with, or where I'm tracing with my cursor? That is where it is that sac that is called the scrotum. So inside the scrotum, that is where they say that it is a sac. It's like a bag. So inside this bag, because it is externally, it is outside of your body. So this bag, it is the one that carries the testes. So here is one testis here, and then there is another one. So you can say it is a house for the testes. So you are going to find the testes inside the scrotum. That is where they stay. So they are always here. But the temperature here should not be higher. So that's why we were talking about regulation of the temperature of the body to make sure that the testes, they are at the right temperature. Remember that the sperms are here inside the testes. You can say the testes or the testicles. So it doesn't matter what you say. And then number five, here it's number five, this part here. It is the seminal vesicle. So it also forms part of the male reproductive system. Remember, when you talk about a system, we are talking about the parts, the organs, everything that works together for the good or for the function of a certain thing. Here we are talking about a transporting of the sperms to the penis. So it means all of these parts are involved in that. And then we have the vas deferens. So the vas deferens, it is this pipe here. It comes from there and then it goes into the testes. So this part here, it transports the matured sperms into the testes. So this tube here, the function of it is to transport. Like we talked about it earlier, about the vas difference, we said it is a muscular tube that transports sperms from the epididymis to the ejaculatory duct. So that is what we were talking about when we talk about the vas difference, which is number 6. So folks, I think you have enjoyed this. Last year, I've talked about the female reproductive system. And then today, I'm talking about the male reproductive system. So you can just go back to the video to see, because there are differences between the female and the male reproductive system. And then one other thing that we talked about the hormone that is secreted here by the males, which is a testosterone. But the females, they don't produce testosterone. But I'm not going to tell you the answer of the hormone that is secreted by the females. So it means you have to go back to my videos so that you can be able to check which hormone is secreted by the female sex cells, because testosterone, it is secreted by the male sex cells. So for now, I hope that you have enjoyed your time with me. And thank you, colleagues, for allowing the learners to watch this video. And thank you very much. I hope that it is really going to help you going further with your studies. Thank you very much. Bye.